Right. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Got something. Oh, right. Bang. Well, copy. Copy. What up, Senfei? Oh, dang. What up, Dean? What up? Hold on, I'm still setting up. Pin. What did I forget to do? I forgot to do something. Oh, that's me. Okay, there we go. Here. Auto find and activate. Auto find and activate. Okay, what it do? What it do? What it do? Okay, let's see. Okay, forgot something else. What did I forget? Oh yeah, share. Share. All right, bam, 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 bam. Pause. Share. Share. Like. Share. Discord. YouTube. Twitch. Send. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. What up, Julio? Yeah, I'm gonna play Minecraft tonight. Oh, shut up, Richard. Yeah, I'm gonna play Minecraft tonight. And get ready in about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes. I think this works. Hey, what up, Julio? Hey, what up, Sensei? All right. Now let's double check here. Okay. All right. There we go. There we go. Hi, guy. Hi. How are you doing? Let's see. Hopefully this works. I'm gonna try this again. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. It looks like we'll see. We'll see. I'll give it a try. Updating the freaking launcher. I'm getting down on some War Thunder. What up, Wyatt? What up? War Thunder. War Thunder. You know what? I'll do that tomorrow, I guess. All right, it's been freaking busy. You know, it's crazy. 51, 47%. Okay. I've never played War Thunder. I've definitely seen the ads and stuff for it. Air Combat, you a fan? Dude, I tell you what, man. I got an idea for a game. What up, Jizzle? How you doing, my brethren? What up, Siraj? Ring a ding ding, ring a ding. What up, Christian? Let's see. What up, Vishal? I can literally smell you from my phone. You smell like cheese and milk. Might be. Oh yeah, dude. My apologies, Christian. uh, Mofo's on PS5 is good. Good. What? What is World War I, World 2 Modern? Just dude, listen. I got an idea for a game. It's in my plans. Once I get a couple more people, I'm about to play Minecraft in a few seconds. If you look at the Discord, Christian, there's link or instructions, links to the Minecraft server. I've got a Minecraft server running 4 feet to the side of me on my Linux PC, my Linux. Thank you, my brother. Here, I'll put you on the wall here. I know it's gonna be hard to see. Bam, bam. Oh, that's dark. I'll turn the lights on. Christian. Meat sickle. I'm pretty sure you, my brother, dad still. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, so meat sickle's already on the wall, I think. But I got Christian. Okay. Meat sickle and Christian. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hi. All right. What am I doing? Let's change cameras here. Oops. Something just broke. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, okay. Can you get a free? Can you get free Minecraft launcher? So if you've never had it before, you can get it for like $1 for 3 months for the first 3 months. That's what I did. I've only FYI, me and a group of friends call you Brandon Senior. Is that your dad? That's your buddy's dad's name? Call me Brandon Senior. Senor. All right, let's see. Minecraft. All right. Do you play game? I haven't. I have not played Five Nights at Freddy's. It is now. There you go. There you go. I don't think I have that set to pop up now with it on here, but you guys can see the chat. Let's see. I found out the actress. I found that actress was always very bland in everything she did, but died at Home Alone. Oh yeah, she did die. Yeah. I forgot her name. She was in Home Alone, and she was. I think she was. What do you mean? Wasn't she also in? Wasn't she also in Beetlejuice? She was great in Beetlejuice. But yeah, she definitely had that soccer mom. Do you play the Huggy Wuggy game? It's scary. Uh, here you go. You got one there. But yeah. I think I remember that. Oh, let me see. Where am I at? Okay, let's see. Chrome. There was Chrome. And what was her name? Um, Home Alone actress who just died. Catherine O'Hara. Yeah. Catherine O'Hara. Dude, she was in a lot of stuff, man. Yeah. Um, After Hours in '85, Heartburn, Beetlejuice, Home Alone 2, Waiting for Guffman, Best in Show, Mighty Wind for your Nightmare Before Christmas, Chicken Little, Over the Hedge, Monster House, Where the Wild Things Are. Yeah, she was in a lot of really good stuff. Hello, do you play? Yes, I've got Minecraft. About to play it right now. Yes. Speaking of Five Nights at Freddy's, months ago I streamed a rip version of Final Friends. There you go. I heard the death. Meat Sickle ain't playing around. What up, Meat Sickle? Bam, bam. There we go. Thank you, Meat Sickle. What do you speak, Hyder? We've got people here that speak a bunch of different languages. Thank you. Combo. Yeah, John Candy was great. Thank you, Meat Sickle, brother. Thank you very much. Yeah, he was great. No problem, brother. I remember that. I remember seeing that 40 years ago. Five Nights at Freddy's. Yep. Freddy Fazbear. Ha. See what I started. We'll see. It's usually not for another half hour or so that the regulars show up at late at night. Oh no, about 8 o'clock. Yeah, they're usually about here. Thank you very much, though. Thank you. Let me see where I'm at. Chat. Oops, forgot to broke that. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, and the green door. Yeah. Plasmophobia is a cool game. Fan Phantasmagoria. I remember being a movie. Let me look it up. Hold on. What's it called? Plasmophobia. Phasmophobia. Phantasmophobia game. Phasmophobia. You were right. Oh, can't see what I'm looking at. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, I've never heard of it before. 4-player co-op horror game. Phasmophobia. Oh wow! Hold on, look at this. Hold on, let me do this. Bam. Catnap, do you want to sleep? Bam, combo. Thank you very much, Meat Sickle. Catnip, see you in your dreams. I've never, you know what? What year was this? Was this 2000 like 15, 16? This looks like something I've actually played a long time ago. Hold on, let me see. What year did it come out? Oh, came out on 2020. No. You know what I'm thinking of? Have you watched this Australian movie called The Amazing Digital Circus? I have not. I have not. Let me think about this real quick. Hold on. Phantasmagoria movie. I can't spell. Yeah, 2014. That's what I was looking for. Phantasmagoria. Yeah, this was freaking crazy, dude. This was really crazy. Oops. Dang it. Let me get you a better picture here. Oh, yeah, boy. Labyrinth of Blood. Yeah, this is crazy. Good thing it's hidden. Oh, I just showed it. Yeah. But that was good. That was really good. That was 2014. Wow, that was 12 years ago almost. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on in the server real quick. Makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. You ain't the only one. All right, let me see. Where am I at? I got to do some updates. Let's do this. Uh, just me and Senfei. Where you at, Senfei? I'm gonna teleport to you. Oh, great. Where am I? What is this? Holy crap. What you got me into, dude? Whoa. What is this? What is this, dude? One time I filled my bathtub with barbecue sauce. Hey. Hey, do I even have any armor on? Okay, I do. Good. What is this? Hold on. Let me put the Discord on real quick. I'm sure you're in the Discord. No, you're not in the Discord. Let me turn up. Okay, I got the voice chat on if you're in there. One time that's gonna be sticky. You're not at the house, Holio? Oh man, it's not pulling up on the screen. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. I need to go plus. There we go. All right, let's see. Okay, there we go. I got that. Okay, hold on. You're gonna knock me off the dang wall. I know what you're trying to do. All right. Oh, you just left? Gee, now I have to clean the Xbox and to buy something at the bottom. What year is it? What's up, Lamb? All right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get Sim to this. Let me see. I can't see how far down this is. Oh man. Oh, I don't have my sword. Hold on. Yeah, I don't even have my sword on me. Let's see. I'm not even set up, ready for battle. I got my shield. All right, let's see. But oh, gotcha. Me too. Hey man, have a great game. Thank you, brother Meat Sickle. You're better than me. I'd be dead already. I'm about to be dead. I don't have a sword. Hey, you got an extra sword on you? We just won the game. Dun 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 dun. I see the player you mean. I fell first. Yeah, boy! Yes, take care. It's reached high level now. I can read your thoughts. It doesn't matter. It thinks we're part of the game. I sure do. I like this player. It played well. It did not give up. All right, I want to read it. It's reading your thoughts. They were words on the screen. Hey, freaking awesome. All right, hold on. Let me see here. All right, what's that? Um, at the mine now. At mine now. Oh, tennis with the tennis mask. Hey, I figured that. What up? What up, Senpai? Also, some Star Citizen you probably love. Star Citizen? All right, that's fine. That's fine. Uh, hey, we freaking beat the game. That's kind of I would have expected it to be more what's a beautiful. Oh, I hear somebody. What's that? So that was the end of the game? How you feeling? You feeling all vaccinated? Getting what? Oh, gotcha. Oh, crap. Hold on. I see. All right, what happened to Costco? A lovely drop. Tennis the Menace, lovely lamb here. They don't tell Scott. What up, Brookie? All right, hold on. Man, it got stormy. Dang it. Yeah. All right, let's do it. Hold on, I need to make I make sure my diamonds ain't stolen. Richard, I have a new therapist, way better. Dude, I'm telling you, listen, it's amazing, Robert. It's amazing what bad therapists can do. And think about all the crazy people like her that went to school like her, that got educated the same way as her, and that are out there giving people therapy. It's absolutely crazy. It ain't just her. It's good. It's good you found someone that you can trust. What you need? He doesn't think we're meat illusions, right? Because we're not. Listen, you can hold on one second, Stephanie. Sorry. So Robert, right? This is the problem. What up, Cat? The thing is, it's the chick. It's very easy to figure out. The chicken. What came first, the chicken or the egg? If you look into DNA, and you'll find out that DNA, it's a double helix. But in order for DNA to replicate, it's got to be pulled straight. Now, just like a pair of tangled headphone wires, when you try to pull them straight, they're called super knots. So there's these proteins that exist to cut DNA and untwist it and glue it back together. But guess what creates those compounds? DNA. So DNA cannot exist, and these compounds that untangle DNA, entangle DNA, and repair DNA can't exist without DNA. So what came first? The DNA or the DNA creating, repairing thing? Not neither. They can't have come first. They had to have happened at the same time. People they want to teach you in circles so that they can forever can get payment from you. You know, it's an absolute scam. And I think this new DNA info is going to shake up a lot of old school science. What up, Paul? Hey, there we go again. Meat sickles, freaking throwing stuff. What up, brother? Mango mustard. What up, the real deal? Lamb, Paul, Cat, Paul, Lamb, Paul. What up? All right, sorry about that. All right, let me see, make sure I got some sticks here. Sticks, diamonds. I need a freaking sword. Oops, the furnace. There you go. I need a diamond sword. All right, let's go. What? No, sorry. Now, what'd you? Sorry, no, sorry. What'd you need, brother? What'd you need? Yeah, hold on one second. Let me turn the Discord audio on real quick. I don't see it on there. Do I? Let's see. Add application audio. Discord. Okay, let me get it. That's so I'm gonna do this. Uh-oh. You should be able to say something now.
Hello.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's freaking loud as hell. But all right, so now you're on the stream. All right, all right. Mango. Richard has RNA chickens. I do have RMA chicken. What's up, Zamerds? What up, Max? All right, so let me go back here and I'll get into the game. All right, Chit and Feathers there. Okay, what do you need? /give. Parker. Yep.
Command block.
How many you need?
Just one.
All right.
I'm gonna quickly grab one other thing I need, and then we can make it. We can always go.
Okay. It's all taken care of now. I got some bread. Oops, I got some bread. All right, so you're getting something else you need right now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna. All right. Feathers.
What?
Nothing. Talking to the chat. What's this about? Lamb's a little crazy. He likes chaos.
Build the contraption.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Where you at?
On the birch bridge.
Oh, okay, I see you.
Where do you want to build it?
Uh, you've got a better eye for the chaos is all right. We doing good, brother. Me? I love it.
You could build it
Stream.
on top of your.
He's asked. Sorry, Adam. All right. I lost you already.
I'm on top of your house. You could build it up here.
Yeah, let's do it. You know what we can do? Go ahead. I was gonna say. All right. Nothing. Okay. Yeah. And this is for the sleep thing, or for the
It'll always be day.
always be day, right? So it uses a light sensor and a switch. And the command block does / time set day. So when the light sensor text no light, it flips the switch, right? Is that it?
Oh, I can't place it down because I'm not opt.
Oh, here.
So just like place it
Trust, you mean?
What? No.
Trusted?
Here, I gave the. Can you place it?
Yeah.
Place it block down.
Where do you want it? 1 block away? Right there? Wow, why can't I place it? Oh, it's a half block or something. No, what? No, it's not. What's going on here? Alright, get out of the way. Yeah. Why can't I place it? Oh, no, hold on. No, it wasn't because of that. It was because it's, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I can't place it either. Right click, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I tried to destroy the area and it said I didn't have right, but it's because it was what's his faces, but I can't place it either. Yeah, no, that was I just trusted you and ignored all of Throwaway's claims.
Wait, now can you hand it over real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it. It wasn't on a half.
Yeah, it ain't me. Right, yeah, right, because the other one right next to it's not on a half, right? And I tried to place it on top of that too.
Can you /op me real quick? That might work.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I can.
You're right. That ain't the issue.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something else. All right. See if you could place it on the other side of the house, just for whatever. See if you can place it anywhere. Hold on. Let me see. Let me check the Google here to see. In Minecraft Java server, why can't I place a command block?
Let me test.
Java Minecraft server, why can't I place a command block? Disabled, or you lack. Fix is enable command block true on the server, so it's not. There's not. I thought you used them before. Hold on, give me a second. You ready? Here. Get back over here. I'll enable it.
Command blocks are annoying to use.
The whole island?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I'm. Hey, listen, you guys are going out over the stream right now, so be cognizant of that. All right, yeah, so command block enabling is apparently been off on the server, so I'll make it true here whenever you're ready. Get back over here. Well, here, it's true now. Oh.
You have it in your hand.
Hold on. Command block, enable command block true. T.
No, I'm placing it.
Hold on, wait a second, that doesn't work. Okay, ensure you are an op, I am. Oh, it's only in creative mode? Hold on. To fix this, enable command block equals true. Enable /enable. That's enable's not even a thing.
No, it's /game rule.
Oh, right. I knew that too. Stupid Richard. Oh, it doesn't like that either. Command block output, command blocks work. Command block. Okay, give it a try. No, I still can't do it. If you are not in creative mode or you lack op, okay, so I'm not in creative mode, but I do have op status. Fix this, enable. Oh no, you got to do it in the server properties file. Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, hold on. The files. Disable false generate game mode survival function permission force game mode false force whitelist force yeah, I don't see anything at all, and that's the whole thing. Okay. Okay, if you're not in create to fix this, enable command block true in server properties. All right, let me make sure this is in. Let me make sure this is in Minecraft Java.
Maybe try going into the creative.
Right. You cannot place a command block if they're disabled. Okay. So server properties must specifically allow them. Enable command block. Find. Okay, so it's not in there. Even if enabled, only ops can place it. All right, so it's not in there. So we're gonna have to reboot anyway. But that's not even in there. Enable command block is not even in. Okay, hold on. All right. Let me see. Doesn't exist. Okay. Now it says it should be in there, and it's not. Okay, let me check the other because I'm using. Maybe it's not in the server.properties because it's in the what's it called, paper global or config. Discard and reload. All right, then we'll do. All right, command. All right, let's see. Okay, so that's not it. Let's check this config file. Oh, no. Hold on. All right, let me get inside real quick while we're waiting on that. Ah! There you go. What up, bacon? All right, so let me try this now, okay? So, change the server property. All right, hold on, let me see. Oops. Okay. All right. Server command block. Okay, if the command block setting is missing, usually it's because it has never been generated the settings. You can simply add the line. Okay, all right. So hey, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna go to what did I say it was? It is enable command block equals true. I'm gonna boot you guys real quick. I'm gonna restart the server, okay?
Okay.
Alright.
I already left the game.
Okay. Alright, let me leave the game just so I don't lose anything. Disconnect. Alright. Okay. All right. If not generated, you can simply add the line manually. Okay, cool. So that's why. Add the bottom. Okay, can sure there's no spaces on the equal sign. Oh, did I put true? I better have put true. Oh man. Yeah. New command block equals true. Okay. A server seems corrupted. Generate the file server property. Start again. Server will generate a fresh config file, including that. You can take true if you're the operator. All right. I mean, okay. You're creative. You must be in creative mode to edit command blocks. Okay. So is that true for you too? Is that
It's probably we have
okay? So
to.
I should have just switched to. Well, now it's true. So if we can set
Okay.
it, if we can set it, we could set it. If not, we'll switch to Wackadoo real quick. The game,
I don't
bro,
know if I am
video keeps
unmuted.
lagging. Okay, all
However,
right.
you do have to be in creative mode for
Okay,
command blocks in
yeah,
order
that
to
makes
like
sense.
actually put code in them.
Gotcha. That makes sense. I can't wait to ruin my life by buying a Beamer. It's gonna be freaking sweet. I'll spend all my money fixing it, never run it properly eventually. Right, but make money doing that by streaming it and freaking recording all of it, Adam. Why? My first assault arcade machine down 72 tank kills. I beat my entire team combined. And get a better team, Wyatt. Well, what's going to happen with Linux Toy? There you go. And dude, Linux is they're using Linux so much more now, and they're expanding it so it can use more than 1.5 terabytes of memory. So they're doing lots. Dude, Linux is already where it's at. I'm telling you, you all should be switching. You all should be taking a 16 gigabyte thumb drive, installing some flavor of Linux, and make a live USB drive so that you can just plug it into your computer, reboot your computer, and play with it for an hour. Okay, so Parker's back in. Let me get back in. I have Ubuntu also, Wyatt. That's what I use. Okay, and back in. All right. Still can't put it down. Oh, right. Slash game mode. Creative. All right. All right, so now we're in creative. Let me do something real quick. Let's do this real quick. Slash time. That day. All right. It worked. I just threw it in the water. Okay, yeah, now I can throw it. Okay. All right, there you go. I got another one. I still got one in my hand. How'd that work? And then, huh? I will. All right, time set day.
Yeah.
All right, it's set. Okay, here. I'll throw this out here, and you can have it. Oh, I guess with no way to count it. Once you had one and I had one, and you threw one at me and I threw one at you, it thought we had two after the reboot. All right, all right, I'm gonna switch it. So it's programmed now, and I'll switch back to survival.
Yeah.
Or do you want to? Okay, and when you want to use your command block, you let me know, and we'll switch back. Oh, you don't need all that redstone. I think it's cool. It has to be far enough away that it can see the horizon, is what I read about that. But yeah, Bacon, what's up? She was on here earlier, Space Cow. She's not live right now. We just rebooted the server too. She wasn't online. I saw her in the log zone earlier. Okay, slash game mode. Yeah, and you know what though, Bacon, we rarely do anything with redstone. And so, I mean, I would probably overuse it too because I've got frickin' thousands of blocks. Now we gotta wait.
Baconated. Okay.
Huh?
Baconated. Just not worry about.
And that's a redstone. That's a redstone. Red flare. Red flare or whatever. What up, Zara? All right, let me see what this looks like here. Do this.
Oh, right.
Hope that was me. Oh, come on.
Okay.
All right, there we go. I'm good. I'm doing good. All right, so now. Did it already swap? It looks like it's going back up again. You know what we should have done? We should have let it and create because you can't even put it in your Can you put it in your storage chest, Senfei?
Yeah.
Oh, you still can. Okay, even though we're not in creative mode.
Baconated. Do you want me to go to Elytra?
No, she's not playing. Space Cow.
You can't use survival.
Dang it. He'll end up dying with it, he said. You don't let her hear you saying that. Get frickin' Parker flying all over the place. The phone ain't it for Minecraft? Yeah, I've heard that from a bunch of people. But, it's better than nothing. Especially if you're not, because we have no PvP, so it's not like you have to risk your life. Here, you want this? Bacon? I missed my 3070. Now you can get some stuff done. Yeah, there you go. You mine a lot of stuff. What do you actually mine in the game? Everything. You start off with just your fists, and then you dig down in the sand, and you get coal, and then you or a rock, and then you make a rock, and then some sticks, and you make a rock axe, and you start chopping down trees, and you burn that, and make fire, charcoal, and yeah, all this is built. Yeah, this started off as nothing. Oh, let me see. So I'll show you. All this was built. We built everything. All of this was basically just, there was nothing here. I mean, there was land here, like there was trees and everything, but all these buildings, you had to chop down the trees and dig up rock to create all this stuff. So he chopped down all the trees, different kinds of trees to get different color wood. And then, yeah, like all this stuff. He chopped down a whole bunch of trees, mined lots of rocks. And he went and found a place where the cherry blossoms were, chopped them down, found seedlings or saplings, and then brought them back to plant around here so that he could have But yeah, all this stuff. This is all everything people built. And this ain't nothing, dude. This is a lot of something, but yeah, like when you first start, it looks like this. Like it looks like we built this city. It looks like this. It looks like basically like this when you first start the game. You have none of this glass or anything, but like it basically is dirt, sand, water, trees, and then you start digging in to find stuff. And then you can find stuff like this stuff here. You can see is like
Have you seen this?
sugar cane. They chopped that down somewhere else, then planted it in dirt here, and then it grew. You can't plant it on rock or anything. So everything makes a lot of sense too. That's what's cool about it. What's that now, Senbei?
Have you seen the stadium?
Anyone got a bee farm? I'm not sure. Have I seen a what? Staple?
The stadium.
Oh, well, yeah. I started working on it. I forgot where it was. I lost it already. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, that's freaking so cool. It looks a lot better than the last I was here. Look at all this. So they cleared off the whole top of this mountain and then built all this stadium seating. And then this is a place where you can fight each other. So like as you build your character, build your armor, get better swords and enchant them and whatnot, and then you can come here and beat each other to a pulp. Yeah, that's awesome. That is so cool. Look at that wood and stone. Yeah, that looks really cool. Yeah, and this was all just a mountaintop. This is all mountaintop. So they went and dug the mountain out to make it a nice flat area. We built this city on rock. And so you can see on this side this is what it looked like. This is what the game looks like when you start. Jizzle, what up, Jaw? Jaws Matilda? Oh, Jaws made it. Jaws made it. Jaws made it. I just made it. Got it. Yeah, so this is what it looks like when you start. And then there's a bunch, like here's pumpkins growing down here, it looks like. Yeah. So you just travel around the world, you get dirt, rocks, different color rocks. This is one of the first places we built a mine. Well, this is natural, but yeah. But yeah, and then you dig stuff out from some places and build it in other places. That's like how you do in real life. You cut down trees, you make lumber, you build houses and stuff with it in real life. It's the same concepts, which I think is good. It's not just to shoot people in the head freaking game, you know? Yeah, this is awesome. This is really cool. Yeah, that looks freaking great. You built this city, and look at this. You can grow cows. You can grow cows, and look now I'm on the horse, and now he kicks me off. Now I'm on the horse, and you can kill cows for meat and for leather, and then you can build saddles. It's like, yeah, and then he throws me off again. If you have a saddle, I think they can't throw you off. You can kill these squid and get squid ink. It's really cool. It's for having an all ages stream for a game to offer. Yeah, saddles are craftable. Yes, right. Yeah. So you can go around. You can find cows and pigs and ducks and chickens and what. I don't think there's ducks, but chickens. That would be ducks. And yeah, and then you can kill them for their meat like you would actually do in real life. Like, and then here's a whole. This is basically how you start the game, right? Like this. You start in an area with more trees, but there's sand and dirt and cobblestone, and that's gravel and water, and yeah, you can drown, you can swim, like you can go underwater, and you see that there's bubbles. And if the bubbles go to zero, you drown, you die. I got horses in the back. Uh-oh, Space Cow couldn't handle it anymore. Yeah, but it's really cool. It's really cool that it if you start playing this when you're young, it makes sense. Life makes more sense as you get older. You realize, oh, just like Minecraft, you've got to mine coal and gold and copper to make things out of copper and use. Yeah, it's really cool. So that's why I think it's awesome. That's why I think it's a good. That's why I was like, keep the server, make it publicly available. I got a mind for them 9 to 5 to afford my bills. Yep. Working in their minds. Yeah, it looks really good, right? And that's the thing, is just like you see this, just like houses, you've got like if I want to build these houses, I've got to go over here somewhere. I got to get some rocks. I made a pickaxe because I've mined diamonds, and then you can start just digging in. You use a shovel for the dirt, and then you get down to like here, and then this is cobblestone. So then the shovel works, but it takes longer. So you switch to a pickaxe, and you can dig through that. Then you can pick them up. So now, and then here's coal. So now I can use the coal to melt the copper and melt the other stuff down from ore into actual usable metal. So it's really cool. That's a good idea. They can do that, but I have it set so there's no player versus player. So it's basically we're fighting the devils, or the demons, the monsters in the game, but not each other. So the player versus player area is where that will be allowed. The game, I think I can tell it that in that area, PvP is off. Anytime, or it's on, so players could go in there to beat each other to bits. But when you're outside of that, you can't. You can't even, like, if I swing on somebody, it just acts like they're not there. And you can use dynamite, TNT, stuff like that. So now I just did that. So now I can take these blocks and the ones that I just dug, and I can place them, right? And then you can build a little house or whatever you want, because at night is when the creeps come out. And then if you don't have yourself protected, but yeah, anyway, so it's pretty cool. So it makes sense. It's not just, oh, I've got all this armor and I can shoot people freaking 5 miles away. What up, Ember? So yeah, it makes sense. And then like Julio made this. This is his outpost. He found a spot of the world, and he built an underground bunker with a big cross. And then he dug into the water supply here, and he dug a trench back. So now this is watering his wheat. And then you can cut the wheat, you can bake bread, and then here, like I've got bread. So now once you have bread, you eat the bread and it heals you up. And you have hunger and everything. So it's really cool. So here's his underground layer, and it goes all over the place. And here's all of his storage. This is running on Linux, but yeah, any Minecraft version can connect with this. So if you have on Windows, on Xbox, on computer, Java, but they can all. So he's here. So if I try to hit him with a sword, it doesn't do anything. All right, so it's turned off. Opinion on Panda Express. That's some crazy stuff, dude. Dino, some crazy stuff. What's the most amount? You can't in the game or in the game or in real life, Ember. A lot. I've eaten a whole pizza, no problem. Like a 16-inch pizza, yeah, 16-inch pizza. I'll put that down. I can put that down, bam. Hold on, what's that going on, dude? Pop up. Did an ad just pop up? My favorite pizza place are like local pizza places. I mean, if I have to order pizza, I typically do Papa John's though. But my favorite pizza places are like This is pizza, like local places. I don't know where he went. But yeah, so this is running on a Linux server again. My teens, I could down a pound or two. So right when I was in my teens, I could eat a 1 pound can of like SpaghettiOs or Chef Boyardee raviolis. No problem, no problem. I would open a can, dump it into a bowl, microwave it, heat it up, stir it, dome the whole thing. Yeah, but the problem is it slows you down. It makes you feel like sluggish and want to nap and stuff. Yeah, and you don't feel like doing anything. Well, it looks like it's staying day. It looks like it's staying daytime. Frickin' there, Senbei.
So it's working.
Yeah, it's working. I mean, it hasn't been night yet. Whenever I eat seafood, I eat way too much. Last time I ate 2 pounds of crab, an entire lobster, half pound of shrimp. Bacon, you can join. You can join the Minecraft Discord. I don't care. I was just letting you know, not to say. I mean, not to say, hey, blah, 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 you know. Oh, you are in the voice chat. Well, I haven't heard. I wonder why you were. Okay, whatever you want to do. I was just saying. I thought you left because I said something. Yeah, I was just saying. Be cognizant that it's going out live. Now I'm lost. Gotcha. Good idea. Good idea.
You should
When I eat. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. What were you saying?
Man, Bacon needs to unmute.
He says he's not in the state of mind to be unmuted. Whenever I eat seafood, I eat way too much. Last time I ate 2 pounds of crab, entire lobster. Dude, I can dome a bunch of that stuff, dude. What? New? Who built all this stuff? Oh, that's the village? I've never been here before. Look at that. I've never been here. He can't be. Sorry, Scott. Scott, you can't be more hammered than Scott. Why can't I find out? Why can't I get back to my house? No. Yeah, dude, I swear, it's like a sailor, like a silver, I think it's worth. Yeah, understood. Yeah, it doesn't really fill you up. It's a lot of water. Seafood is, yeah. But yeah, I used to eat, man. I would sit down for hours and crack crab shells, crabs open, eat crabs, eat seafood, boil lobster, shrimp. Yeah, you have to do something with it. You can't just sit there and eat. You can't do tilapia? Oh, what's wrong? You got a shrimp allergy, a iodine allergy or something? Oh man, now I'm lost again, man. What's going on here? Oh, the server's lagging. Oh, tilapia allergy worked like kitchen. Oh yeah. That can definitely do it too. Um, where are we at?
The trial chamber.
Oh great. I don't even know what that is.
You've been randomly teleporting me to.
Yeah, I was lost. I teleported to you. I didn't teleport you to me. Whoa!
You should teleport to Bacon.
I don't think he's in the game anymore. Oh yeah, he is. There we go.
What, Jack?
All right. He's got his pants. Oh, never mind. Huh?
Or Jetstorm.
Yeah, he's back at the same spot I got lost at. I was just here. Oh, maybe I wasn't. Oh no. Okay, I see where he's at now. Okay, that's the Great Wall. All right. Hey, there's it. There it is. You have a golden horse. Dude, stuck up your backside. I'm pretty good at it. Are we allowed to build traps in the server? What do you mean? Traps for what?
Like to kill people.
No, it's not PvP, Ember. Ah man, I just threw my freaking sword and I don't know where it went. Dang it, I don't see my freaking sword. Uh, dang it. So you can't even hit people with the sword. See how big a baby whale even is. What up, doctor? Let me see what's up there. How heavy is a baby whale? Baby blue whales are between 2.5 and 4 tons. Yeah, you definitely didn't do that. 25 feet long at birth. Maybe it was a fish. You are or a goner, or you're a gooner. I'm not a gooner. A beluga whale? Yeah, no such luck. No such luck. Baby weighs between 119 and 176 pounds. 5 feet long at birth. Yeah. All right, that's it. All right, let me do this. I'll let you deal with that, and I'll get back in a bit. I'll be back. In the game. Give me 1 second here. I wanna watch something real quick. Back. All right. Different country, and he said it was a whole baby beluga whale. Yeah. He lied to you. He absolutely lied to you. Yeah, he definitely lied to you. This is a baby beluga whale. Here you go. Baby beluga whale, 174 pounds. He was like, yeah, it was probably a freaking tilapia. Tilapia. It was like, here you go, baby. It's a baby beluga whale. That'll be $100. He got it for like 7 cents. Okay, let's see. Let's see, where was that? One, two, let's see. Back. Let's see, where was I? Um, let's see, where am I at? Bang, bang, bang. Killer whale lung? All right, let's see. Killer whale lung. Ugh, God, dude. Ugh. Yeah, that definitely wasn't it either. Whale lungs. Yeah, because whales are mammals. They breathe air and have live young. So they don't lay eggs like fish do. Jeez. All right, let me see where I'm going. Oops. There we go. Lungs. Ugh. Jeez. Blue whale.
Protect your dreams under our roof.
Isn't this the dream, Grandpa?
American Family Insurance.
Elizabeth, the love of my life. I've lived 400 years.
Hey, 42 here. If, like me, you're a fan of random interesting facts, then you probably already know that the blue whale is the biggest animal on the planet. If you're an especially
Turn this off. Bam. Oops. Blue. Doppelus. Smallest animal ever described. Wow, there you go. You could definitely eat one. You and your buddy could definitely eat about one of those.
I consider myself to be a pretty healthy eater, but I'm also incredibly busy. Like, if I is been all heavy, and it gives me time to flavors. You've seen
Sumerians are said to be the first archaeology, and yet said knowledge was given to them after the Great Flood. So we're definitely not the first civilization, and actually, we found people bought 100 pounds of chicken wings while you were there. Why would you buy 100 pounds of chicken wings? I mean, I guess if you want to, but they would probably rot before, unless you had a party. So Sumerians, but we just found recent civilizations, people that don't even have stone tools yet. They're still using wood bows and arrows, and they're like thousands of years back in time. But we found them last year, like less than 300 days ago. So it's like it's hard to tell without there being written. If no one's there to write it down, did it actually happen? And we haven't found their fossils or their skeletons and whatnot.
But it didn't
Right.
happen.
Well, that's the thing. We know for sure that that's not true, right? Right. And so, and why did we all decide when year one was? Everybody on the planet decided this is going to be year zero. That, this is going to, and it's odd. It's odd that
right away. Rorquals only became truly gigantic about 5
well,
million.
right, but they weren't negative years then, right? Back then they didn't say, well, it's 2300 BCE. They didn't say that back then, because it wasn't until particular times that we said, okay, now it's zero. It's just modern history that says that. One time I bought a shark and put it in my garage when I was 14. My dad came home and went to the garage to get a drink and saw the shark. Yes, it's odd. It's odd. It's odd as putting a shark in your tank. They just lived their lives, right? They didn't say, "Hey, it's net," because they didn't know it was 2500 BCE. It was 2100. It was 7. What about 1 BCE? Like tomorrow is 0. They didn't know that. They were just living their lives. Here, so we found so let's look at that. Let's look into that for a second, right? Oldest civilization with a written language. Oldest. So it says located as the oldest civilization to that used cuneiform. All right. So they definitely had a written language. So that means that's the reason we basically know that they existed. And that was 3,400 to 3,500 BC, right? The earliest evidence is about that time, 3350 to 2,500. So they had cuneiform, which was this. They basically used a stick called a stylus, and they pushed it into clay to make their letters. But yeah, so there was definitely people before them that didn't have written languages and not, but we don't know. That's a big thing. People will say this, but there's no evidence. So usually the problem, a lot of scientists these days are storytellers. They take evidence and they say, well, you know what could have happened? This. And then if they can convince a school to sell that story, that curriculum, because they don't have any proof, all right, they may have evidence, but the evidence could be read in many different ways. It's very, and who named them the Sumerians? And they might have called themselves Fortekashals or whatever, we got no idea. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing. What's up, Blanco? Writing developed from the counting crops. I agree. I think the original creation of mathematics was meant for saying, I have 6 rice. I have 7 corn. You gave me 3 corn. Now, that's what I think. They kept cataloged their clay tablets, talking about how their knowledge was given to them. Right, so did the people before them use paper tablets or some sort of like leaves or animal skins that have rotten and gone away since then? But because they decided to use clay, they stayed around. Remember, like the reason we know a lot about the Romans is because they carved their history into stones. Same basic thing with yeah, that's exactly right. Keeping track of crop contracts. I gave you 30 bushels of corn. Now you owe me 30. You've given me 7 shekels for 1 bushel. Right, and they made those. Right, right. And right, they absolutely said a lot of things. And they had a lot of gods, and they had a lot of different stuff. Because listen, no one knows where we came from. Nobody knows when, per se. You have evidences. Some people say they have evidence for it being millions of years ago, but they don't have proof. They just say this is older, this was buried deeper than that, and they don't know because you can't date certain things. And then things that they said you can't date because of something they found out that you can. And so it's all wishy-washy, but they speak it like it's truth. And that's a big problem. It happens to the best of us. Good question. Good question. And the thing is, just like now, you've got crazy people and maybe not crazy people saying that aliens talk to them and stuff. So we don't know because we only have the art. Most people nowadays, or a lot of people nowadays, will get high and make art. So if we all get wiped out and there's a civilization that grows up and comes back and says, oh, look at this, they said that freaking black, you know, and this is a big problem because no one was there. No one was there that we know that can tell us this for sure. No one can tell us what color the berries were that they ate back then, or if the red berries we have now were red berries back then. They don't know. You know, so they paint a picture. And this is a big problem. Just like you can see nowadays, you have, like if you look at the politics in America at all, you'll see how they lie. They just lie. They'll say, oh, this politician did this or that, and it's obvious lies, and it gets found out. And we're like, well, that's what we thought back then, so it wasn't really a lie. Well, you didn't know for sure, and you said it. You might have had some evidence, but your evidence was that somebody told you that. And this is a big problem about history, why history and science are such a big issue, because it depends on who is interpreting the data, right? Like they have big problems with that. Like, yeah, it's huge. So we don't know. This is a guess. They're guessing this happened because there's no evidence that it was there, but it would make sense. And this is a big problem. So the thing with science is it's true until it's not, and that's not truth. Right? If you can be proven wrong, if another piece of science comes along, but we accept that. We accept that to say, oh, this guy was smart. He said this is possible, probably. And if we said, oh, yeah, it looks like that might have happened. That could have caught, then we can teach it, learn it. But then we can find out later when we get better with science. They're like, nope, that's not how it happened at all. Look at this. You know, and then they say, okay, well, we just expanded our knowledge. And it's a big issue. I can spell it. Into the rabbit hole we go. Politics today is corrupt and disgusting. Right. It always has been. It always has been. Read the Bible. They even the Bible 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years ago, they talk about how corrupt the politicians and the bankers are. Nothing has changed. What up, Barbara? Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed, but sometimes when they all get caught, they settle down and then they start their crimes again small, and then they get so used to getting and stealing and getting away with it that it all comes out, and then it's like, oh my goodness, when did they're always been corrupt. People that rule other people think they deserve more money than the people that they rule. So you have people in office that make $100,000, $120,000 a year, and they see people that make $10 million a month, and they're like, what? But I make the laws that this guy has to follow. Therefore, I should be richer than this guy. And that's a big problem. They're all on the internet being like, I'm so awesome. They evolved lunge feeding, he says. We've got no idea. We've got no idea if they evolved how they feed. They may have always done lunge feeding, but they were like, well, the skeletons we've seen before are small, and then all of a sudden they get really big. And then they say, well, you know what they could have done? They could have changed how they hunt, but we got no idea. We got no idea. There ain't no records of whales 25 million years ago that didn't lunge feed, and then now we have, now that they do lunge feed, that changed. It's all crazy. It's all, yeah, it's crazy. And this is corruption too, because the people that make the knowledge, that make the rules, they want power. They want to be like, look what I came up with. Okay, cool.
Species has leaned.
But we can't tell that they changed how they fed, like sweeping versus lunging. Like, we got no idea. Somebody came up with it, and they're like, okay, let's just teach this as true until we get proven otherwise. Human condition, yeah, oxygen content. That's what I think. But this is the thing. That's also another story. No one was there to test the water and say, hey, they might find it in ice, but they can't measure the ice's age. They measure it by depth. They said, well, if it was this old, each layer is 1 year or whatever. But that's guesses. That's all guesses, right? So then they can say, yes, this like 3,000 cycles ago, 3,000 layers ago, they just convert that to say it's probably 1 layer a year. But sometimes you can have 9 snowstorms in one winter. Therefore, you would have 9 layers, right? They don't know, that's what's crazy. But yeah, so I think that's what happened. I think when they were small, they started eating a bunch of the small stuff, the plankton and whatnot that was using the oxygen. And then after those planktons and stuff started to die off, more oxygen was available. So then those smaller plankton got a little bit bigger, and each bite they got more energy, more oxygen, and more meat in each bite, causing them to grow. So this is another theory you can't prove wrong, because you can't prove that the water oxygen content was this back then. Because the thing is about crystallization and even freezing. When you freeze water, you push a lot of the nutrients out of it. But it's better to be published and at least majority agreed on by others. Right. It's like, hey, you guys like me, right? Right, guys? I'm right, guys? Yeah, sure, you're right. How much money can we make off of it? But the problem is they don't get punished when they get caught lying. They just say, oh, well, it's the information we had at the time. Ever watched The Abyss, the tank structure on the bottom of the ocean? Yeah, that's crazy stuff. It's weird that we know more about space than our own oceans. Right, that's really crazy. That's really crazy. I mean, it's understandable because how dangerous the ocean is. Yeah, but they act like they know so much about it because it makes for a good. Right. So it's a circular. It's a money printing machine, right? If you can make up a story that people believe, and then now you're the professional, you're the expert on that theory. You can get books printed, you can sell the textbooks to colleges, you can tell professors, you can sell them curriculums to say this is how I figured it out. And then you make all this money, and then when it gets proven wrong, you don't pay all that money back. You don't go to jail for lying because it's just what we knew at the time. So then someone else can do it, and then you can come up with another way that's possible how it happened, and you keep just changing the education, yeah, and so you just keep doing that forever. Then you could say, well, maybe the water was more acidic then, and because no one was there with a pH meter to measure it. It's all guesses, but if it sounds good, it sells. All right, Shiraj, brother. Yeah, why? Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing. How did the water get here? Most of the people that talk about evolution talk about things starting in the water. Well, how did the water get here? Well, it was on it. Well, how did that get here? Right. That doesn't work. Wait, listen, and it's the chicken and the egg. What came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, the DNA or the DNA synthase that repairs DNA? But the DNA synthase that repairs DNA is coded in the DNA. So it's like, well, without the DNA synthase, you can't build DNA. But DNA tells DNA synthase how to build itself. So it's like, what came first, the code or the program that wrote the code? Well, but eventually it comes back down to there's a coder. It's so yeah, we're definitely asteroid impact if you ask me, right? But what made the asteroids? And then what put the water on the asteroids? And if there wasn't already gravity on these things, then how did the water pull up to get here? And if the Earth was so bombarded, it would be pocked up all over the place, and there's just not that many pocks. We were on 0.000001 exception. That's why we have water. Perfect conditions. Blood and water made flesh. This is the thing, though. even though we have the water, you still can't create DNA repair machines that are required for DNA to exist. But then the DNA is required for the repair machines to exist. So it's like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Goldilocks. Yeah, I looked into all that stuff. Right, but why? Why are we in the Goldilocks zone, right? So we don't get beaten to death. And because we're in the Goldilocks zone, we don't get beaten to death. So that means that we wouldn't have gotten pockmarked, And then they're like, well, tectonic plates, the tectonic action, that means over every million of years, the Earth would have recycled itself over and over again. So the steam would have again pulled into the center of the Earth. The water would have been pulled into, there's a lot of things. The age of the moon, how the moon is already cooled off, but it should still be very hot if it was made from a chunk of a whole bunch of stuff. Theory is asteroid brought some stuff that reacted with
they
volcanic
aren't always
activity.
readily available.
There's a lot
Their
of
populations
the problem
explode
is there's a lot of theories. We only hear the popular ones, but there's a lot of theories. It's the popular ones you hear about, but none of them have been proven right or wrong. I read something about how proteins can be created. Yeah. That's all crap because it's only a segment part of protein, but there's a lot of proteins required just for one piece of DNA. And then if the planet was being heated up all the time, like RNA is so sensitive that it dissolves in 4 hours outside of the body. So you need a body in order for RNA to synthesize. So it's like what came first, the RNA or the body? And the problem is you can't make a body without RNA or DNA, right? It all goes back to the same thing. We're either a simulation or we're created. But if we're a simulation, we're created. Say what gave birth to DNA to tell us, because the thing is our bodies are made. What gave birth to the soul? And the thing is, these are all theories because you can't. In the lab, you can say, well, one asteroid brought this, one asteroid brought that, and you might start to make a protein, but because if it gets wet, it just dissolves. And sometimes you have to create it in a dry environment, and some chemistry you have to do in a wet environment, and we wouldn't have had the ability to do all that together and then mix it together given the amount of time, the 13.8 billion years. I don't believe in a creator often in the universe personally, just my opinion. Okay, well, keep learning, brother. I didn't believe until I was about 43, 44. I got RNA to tell DNA what to do. Right. And you need DNA to build RNA also, and you need a bunch. Yeah, absolutely. There's the thing is, until I got to a point where I realized there's no way, and I didn't learn any of it in school. I'm a high school dropout. I'm a college dropout. And it just, as you try to learn on your own and you teach yourself, you get to the points where you realize these people, there's no way. How can we not be created? What started the Big Bang? Well, 2 fields. Okay, who made the fields? Right? And it's like, what got that started? Well, who made God? The problem is if God made time, none of that matters. And if the universe made time, that doesn't matter because that's still too never in any science, in anything, has 2 non-lifes ever made life. And like you could make a body with all of the proteins and everything in order, and you still don't have a soul. You still don't have something that looks up at the sky and says, wow. You don't have that. We're more than just the chemistry. I believe the Earth is a 1 in a million chance given, but it's a lot more than that. It's like 10 times 1 to the 123rd, so it's way more than a 1 in a million. Bro, the evolution part of living bodies is pretty intuitive, at least for the past billion years. I'm telling you, it's actually not. I'm telling you, and a lot of the stuff that's come out in the last 2 years, is absolutely not. I wish I had more time tonight. We can get into it in tomorrow's stream. I would love to show you guys the stuff that at least I learned over the past. There's one of the big things is the thing we use to do metric radiometric dating of things only works back to about 60,000 years. So we don't even have the technology to go back beyond 60,000 years. And so when they say it's 250 million years old, they don't know. And we found trees that are that fossilized trees that have millions of layers, tens of thousands of layers, which means the top of the tree would be 1,000 years old, and the bottom of the tree, and it's standing up. So the bottom of the tree would be 10 million years old. The problem is it doesn't work. This part of the tree would rot and it would fall over before all of this rock got to fill up. It's really interesting stuff. Have you ever looked at what 2-dimension would see in 3-dimension? Yes. It was called the ant. Like if you draw a circle on the ground, a circle on the paper, and you look at it, it looks like a 3-dimensional world, but you can't see anything in it. Yeah. And then 4th dimension, the universe is intelligent. Yes, right, 100%. That's the thing. That's the thing. What you get to when you start to learn about flagellum motor. Like these things right here. These things are inside of bacteria, and they where do these?
This is not a mechanical structure, but a super engine crafted by nature.
Right, so these are inside of bacteria. They spin like 100,000 rotations per minute. They use the chemistry and the calcium inside of our body. They use tail whips. They can reverse. How do they know when they're supposed to reverse?
It can achieve speeds ranging from 22,000 to 100,000 RPM.
That's the thing. You don't know. They don't know for sure which one's the 500 million layer and the 450 million layer. That doesn't work anymore. I'm telling you, the way that they used to age rocks was by the carbon or the lead plutonium isotopes. But now they found that in rocks that are 10 days old. So here's a problem. Let me show you this. Mount St. Helens radiometric dating rocks.
I mean, when you date a rock that's 100 years old and it comes out to 5.5 million years old.
Right. So this rock just came out of Mount St. Helens 5 years ago, and when they date it, it says that it's 100 million years old. So now they're recalibrating. They're saying, "Oh, well, maybe we were wrong."
There's a real problem there, right?
Dr. Shorman did have the rock sample that he and Kenny pulled from the Nova at the Dome, dated by the New Mexico Geochronological Research Lab.
I
He had
agree.
it dated in 2012, exactly 100 years after the eruption.
It ended up
Right, but do you understand how rocks are dated, Blanco? They take they're dated with the stuff with the they're dated with the green matter that's caught in the rock matrix. So once the rock goes underground, no more grass and meat or whatever is caught in the rock structure. So that's what they used to do to measure. They said, "Oh, this looks like it's this old." So the magma cycle completely carbonizes everything in it. So it should come out as 0 because they're measuring old plant matter. Well, in magma, so the magma cycle burns off all the plant matter. So it should age to 0 using, and that like if you look enough into it, you'll find it. Right, but then it would have melted, and then it chemically would have recycled back in. But the way they measure rock, you have to look up how the rock measuring is done. This is why
giving dates as high as 5.5 million years.
So you've got a radioactive material that decays into a product which is called daughter product. And so that's what they're actually doing is they're measuring that parent product and the daughter product, and then they're using the assumption that that is happening at a consistent rate over time. And so we've shown over and over again that those dates don't work because every time we date a rock of known age, it comes out to be the wrong age.
When the lava cools and turns into magma, it resets the molecular clock.
There you go.
And so you have a brand new set clock. Okay, you're starting with 0 now, and that's what the assumption is. Mount St. Helens, when they tested that, brand new 10-year-old rock was dated at 350,000 years old. Something's wrong here.
A lot of times when I'll talk to somebody who believes in an old Earth, I'll say, give me all of your best evidence for the old Earth, right? So usually it's dates of rocks, dates of layers, which is based on the dates of the rocks, dates of fossils. Well, that goes back to the date of the rock again. Meteorites and all of that stuff. I mean, once you pull out the radiometric rug from under their feet, pretty much everything else goes away.
So the biggest thing, there was a whole bunch of assumptions on what the radiometric dating in the rocks meant, and their assumptions were that if it had this much of one material, this much of another, then bam, the rock's this old. And then if they're melted together, if those new materials are melted together, it should give you 0, and it didn't. So they don't really know what's going on. Yeah, it's interesting, Brother Blanco. I'm telling you, it's really cool to look into, because you realize that all the stuff we were taught was based on assumptions. And the really cool thing is that now we've got really new science coming out, and then we might be able to get some actual factual truth, because these were guesses. They were saying if we have this much lead in here, then it's this much lead compared to this much uranium or whatever. And then now they're saying, oh, that don't work no more because we melted all the chemicals back. And then if you create lead in a lab, if you create uranium in a lab, brand new, fresh made, it's gonna over 96,000 years, it's gonna deteriorate into lead. So you count how many of those molecules have already deteriorated into lead. So, but when you melt it, you reset that. It melts back down and whatever, and you reset that, because it's basically. It starts over with fresh chemistry. It won't start degrading. Like the lead will float out, the uranium will float out. They'll separate because they're in a liquid form, and then you have to measure the products again, so that they should be 0. And that was a big problem. But it's really freaking cool to look at. I think it's about 1 million years old. I have to agree. It looks like it, but if this was 100%, so if this was 100% of the entire, yes, and it is. It's absolutely in question now. But remember, it's not us that are told this stuff. It's this conversations are happening in colleges, universities, and labs, and they're going to try to wait till they get to something, and then that agrees, and then they'll release it again. Because remember, everybody agreed on that for all back in like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's why all the textbooks that were written for us, people our age, 20 to 50, read that stuff. 20 to 40 read that stuff. And then now it's going to be another textbooks coming out saying, hey, now they might find out it's 28 billion years old or whatever. But the point is they're finding out that their metrics were wrong. They made an assumption. They said, okay, if a rock's 100 million years old, it should have that. But no one gave them a rock that they know is 100 million years old to compare against. They're just guessing. They're making assumptions. And it's coming back, which is neat. And it's going to be really cool to find out what happens next. And it's neat. It's really, really neat. It's awesome. Rabbit hole dive in. It's really cool. And listen, a lot of people, we're all taught about the Big Bang, but there's other theories than just the Big Bang, even if you're not religious. Like okay. What other theories for creation are there besides the Big Bang? Okay, so you have the multiverse, eternal inflation, cyclic oscillating models, steady state models, and simulation hypothesis. So we only hear about the Big Bang one because it makes the most sense, but they don't know. So that's the one that they can sell the most of to people, and most people will believe, well, okay, it makes sense because we're expanding. So now there's one, because we're expanding, they say, well, it might be an oscillating. So we might expand, slow down, come back together, and expand, and then just keep doing that. Like that's another theory. So there are other theories, but they have to decide which one they're going to teach. Earth was molten for super long time, right? And some of it's still. Do you have small balls in your truck and stuff? Yeah, small balls in your truck and stuff. I'm not convinced. Yeah, no, brother, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just convinced you to look into it because there's so much data out there. It's so cool. And then, like, when you look into the methods and you find out the assumption, like, you have to look up axioms. Axioms are what they assume to be true for their methods. And they'll say, we assume that this happens and that happens. So one of the cool things I heard about was the way that they used to do rock dating is you walk into your bathroom or somebody's bathroom and there's a cup under the sink and the sink is dripping and the cup's halfway full. So you take the drip rate of the water and you say how long that cup has been there in order to fill that much full. But that you're making an assumption that it's always dripped at that rate. So what happens if they're measuring the uranium in these rocks, guessing it's been there since the beginning? But what happens if a meteor came down full of uranium and hit and added more uranium? So they don't know if the rate of that water drip has been the same over time, or if it started with a different level. No one was there to tell them at what level it started at, so they're guessing that this makes the most sense. It's really freaking cool. Have you heard about the theory about how the sun spit out the rocky planets instead of rocky planets pulled together by gravity? That does sound familiar. If you're talking about the supernova theory, my theory for the universe is the black holes in a bigger universe. Brother, I love that. I love it. It's freaking it. If everything was a super cosmic wackadoo, the thing, I agree. It's a great theory too. I agree. We're living in a different world out here. What up, Big Daddy? It's all right. It's all guesswork. Yes, it's definitely super cool. What up, Dell? What up, Real? If the Big Bang was true, we would not have accelerating faster. It should have been slower. Right, exactly. It should, but we're speeding up as we accelerate. Yeah. Okay. What's the What could the mass of the universe or dark energy be pushing you? It could be. It could be. Dark matter is another theory. We've never actually measured it because you can't make dark matter on Earth and then say, okay, this sensor senses dark matter. It's a guess. It's a guess. But it's a theory. That's what hypotheses and theories and experiments are for. But the thing is, the problem is people say they're right until they're proven wrong. All right, let me see what Space Cowboys got here. Let's see. And I'm gonna take a break here. I was gonna take a break at 9:30, but. This is golden. Yes.
Like I know it would. I feel good.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
Why are you so happy back there and I'm taking you to jail?
Hey, man, look at this. I'm so happy, boy. When you're taking me, I got 24 hours away from my wife, man.
You guys just imagine that. You guys are all just in my imagination. I'm just a solar simulation. What's up, Michelle? Michelle, why am I here? Then I'm never going to meet you. Dun, 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 dun. You could. Any comment? Anyway, okay. You could also. So you could comment. That's why you're here. What about millions of people that won't? Not yet. Yeah, there's a theory. Yeah, yes, it's a theory, but observed. But something doesn't account for the amount of gravity in some galaxies. I agree. But listen, this is also a thing. The amount of energy that they think exploded at the Big Bang. All of this stuff, they don't know. It's an assumption. They're making an assumption how fast the explosion was at the Big Bang. So, using those numbers, the math doesn't work, which probably means they're wrong. So what they're doing is they're saying our equations are wrong. If we only had something of this number, our equations would work. So if their assumption is wrong, then their math is wrong also. So they're saying there's got to be something else. And that's the problem is we won't know. We can't fly out and grab a scoop of dark matter and bring it back for analysis. But what you can do is you could say, I think dark matter exists. Give me $10 billion to build satellites and all this stuff and to study for the next 20 years. So now you've got, and then you could say in 20 years, hey, I spent all your money and we didn't find it. But thank you. And that's how science works a lot of times. I'm going to meet some. What up, effing cat? Call my bar, call my bar, call my bar. Have you ever watched the Y-Files, X-Y-Files? Why I imagine cross-questioning? Why am I imagine cross-questioning? Oh, let's see it. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I broke something. Come on. Come on. Dang it. Oh, you guys can't even see what I'm looking at. Oh, geez, what is this?
Stove in my trunk. I put a stove in my trunk. I put a stove in my trunk. I said I put a stove in my trunk. Shit, I got famous Amos, Oreos, chocolate chip, peanut butter, nutter butter, oatmeal pie, Skittles, Starburst, real mint, fruit snacks, Cracker Jack, cheese hits. Oh, that nigga lit. I got moon pie, honey bun.
Moon pie, honey bun, escaping the Matrix. That's what we're here for. Why files on YouTube? Best show on YouTube. Freaking goofy. Gravity may not be a force at all. I mean, gravity. We can measure, and and like we can measure gravity really cool. Like we've done this back in the 1600s. We did. They took up two huge lead balls, and they put it on. They put it like on a pin, basically a center axle, and it went out this way. And well, I'll show it to you. I can find it. If UFOs are real, gravity is something, right? Wait, who, what, when, where, and why? Science is just is very simple. That's correct. That's exactly correct. And I think that's why science is getting exposed now. You've got so many journalists that just lie. But if they can convince you that they're telling the truth, then it's the truth to them. Right? Remember Tim the Toolman Taylor and Pam Anderson. Yep, I absolutely, Georgie. No, I'm not going to rewatch it, jerk. Gravity's created by apples, those devil fruits. Gravity's created by those apple fruits. Gravity's by, okay, let me say, freaking, you got me saying, dropping the N-bomb on my stream. All right, let me do this here. So we're going to do lead ball gravity experiment. Lead ball, lead. Come on. Lead, L-E-A-D, lead ball. Gravity experiment. Okay, well, we can watch this. This is actually just it's called the Cavendish experiment. I wanted to see the actual. Let me see if I can find it better. Is this it?
Gravitationally attracted to everything else with mass, and old Newton wrote about it in his Law of Universal Gravitation in Principia in 1687. But the Cavendish experiment about 100 years later was the first experiment to actually measure the force of gravity between two masses in a lab, and the first to find the mass of the Earth itself. Henry Cavendish was a super rich, eccentric British scientist with poor social skills and a big-ass shed in his backyard for the experiment.
7 seconds. Yeah, I remember hearing that too. That's freaking crazy.
He had 4 suspended lead balls.
4.
2 of them were kind of small at 2 inches in diameter and weighing 1.6 pounds apiece. The other 2 were huge and heavy, 12 inches in diameter and 348 pounds apiece. The little ones were suspended by wire on the end of a 6-foot wooden torsion balance, and the torsion balance measured the twisting forces applied to the suspension wire. The more it gets twisted, the more it resists getting twisted, so if you measure the twistitude, you can measure the amount of force. And the big lead balls were suspended on a rotating platform so that they could be placed on either side of the little balls. The measurements were so delicate and prone to disruption that the dude had to stand outside and look in with a telescope. He would set the apparatus in position so that the little lead balls were attracted to the big ones. This is a more modern version, but he would peep in to measure the torsion rod's angle of deflection. Having that angle of deflection and careful descriptions of their masses and their distance from each other, he was able to determine how much pull the big balls had on the little balls. And he was able to extrapolate that to find the mass of the entire Earth. He found that the Earth is about 5.48 grams per cubic centimeter, or that it's about 5.48 times denser than water. It would be 100 more years till the figure was improved at all, and it's within 1% of the current figure. Everything...
The big lead balls and some small lead balls. The big lead balls stayed still. They were mounted to the table or to the ground. And then the smaller lead balls were connected to a wire. There was a mirror on the wire, regardless. But the just by waiting, the small lead balls were pulled to the large lead balls, and he tried it backwards and forwards to make sure it wasn't just the Coriolis effect. So yeah, and then 100 years later, they didn't Newton never married, never had children. Right? Nope, never did. What up, Zara? Zara's drunk. I thought some of these old school scientists are wacky. Right? But in 1665. He said Principia came out in 1687. I thought it was 1665. Isaac Newton invented calculus. They didn't even have a light bulb invented yet, and he invented calculus. I got store in my trunk. I'll watch it. They mentioned it earlier, Jizzle. I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Was Thomas Jefferson the one who had an all-time? Yes. I don't think it was illegal at the time. I think after that is when they made grave robbing and stuff illegal. Isn't gravity needed, or we couldn't stay on our planet? Is gravity caused by the mass? Yes, the mass. Yes, absolutely. That's correct. Thank you, Blanco. I need more data. Newton waited 84 years so a wife could fall in his lap by gravity. Dun. I never learned calculus either. Listen, I failed Algebra 1. Watch the NASA anti-gravity one. NASA anti-gravity video. The zero gravity room, that there.
Bill, come down. He is.
Yeah, me too, Wyatt. Me too. I'm a big fan. Calculus are fun, especially in integration.
He is Bill.
Oh. Oh, come on. Yeah, it's 47 minutes. I don't think I'm going to do that. That was a day ago. Gravity is a lie. Nothing is real. Spinning Mercury.
This episode of the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'll watch this. I'll watch this tomorrow. I'm not. No, we can watch it on stream tomorrow. We're not. But I'm not. When you're in jail, the best thing you can do is hear stories. So we yell out stories. No friction. There's more to discover than just Einstein's theory, which is all mathematically based. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, absolutely. He was wrong about a lot of stuff, too. Yeah, Einstein was wrong about a lot of stuff. Einstein's errors. Yeah, he had a lot. He made several notable scientific errors, most famously the cosmological constant to maintain a static. He wanted to not believe in God so much that he invented a number that he called a cosmological constant in order for the universe to stay static, to not be expanding or contracting. So he lied to everybody. He made up a story. And then when he went to go see Hubble at Hubble's ground-based 100-inch telescope, he saw that the galaxies are moving away from each other. So he was like, I was wrong. Right? He calls it the biggest blunder, is the biggest blunder of his career. Other mistakes: doubting the existence of gravitational waves, rejecting black holes. And yeah, so he did a lot. He messed up a lot. Right. So when he started believing in God, he said at the end, he said, I'm just learning this, and the theists, the people that believe in God, knew this all along. So it's very interesting. Isn't that Vermana? I had a really negative dream about Einstein years ago. Yeah. Einstein was obsessed with the equation for everything. Yep. Atlas proved that wrong. Yep. Not just Atlas. They proved it. He knew it before he died. He knew. Here you go. Let's watch this real quick.
Smart founders know something most
he was an
people
asshole.
miss. Get your domain name.
What up, TWC? Modern Einstein is like Irish Philly so lame.
In 2019, I had this killer business idea, but I delayed getting the domain name.
In 1915, Albert Einstein published a very important equation. No, not that one. The one he published didn't just relate mass and energy, but mass, energy, and gravity. This equation replaced the older Newton's law of gravitation, which you may be familiar with, and it remains to this day our best description of how gravity works. Just like how F equals ma is a mathematical description of how the acceleration of an object depends on the forces applied to it, the Einstein equation of general relativity relates the motion of mass and energy, the t on the right, to the curvature of spacetime, the r's on the left.
He had faith, fell out of faith, then had faith again the end of his life. A lot of us do. Yes, you absolutely are smarter than a 5th grader. Thank you. Thank you. I hate him literally based off that dream I left my soul. Oh, F the Foreman's. Yeah, Foreman's.
And Einstein didn't just pull this equation out of thin air. It was the natural consequence of a long and careful consideration of key principles of physics, combined with the advanced mathematics of curved surfaces.
They were doing this without computers or electronic calculators.
Of the day. The equation, however, is deceptively simple. This one single line is in fact an incredibly fancy shorthand for what's actually a system of 10 second-order partial differential equations relating mass and energy to the curvature of spacetime, and the r's themselves are also a shorthand. But the point is this. After figuring out that these equations matched up with Newton's law of gravitation for weak gravitational fields, and after showing that the equations correctly predicted a previously unexplained anomaly in the orbit of Mercury, Einstein tried to figure out what the equations had to say about the universe as a whole. Of course, all the matter and energy in the universe is much too complicated to put into the equations and have any hope of solving them. But if you zoom out enough, you can approximate the universe as having a roughly constant density
It does, but it's not him, right?
Direction. And Einstein was able to solve the equations for a very simplified universe with constant density everywhere. The 10 complicated equations reduced to just 2 simple ones. This one says that the curvature of space in the universe is proportional to the density, so more stuff in the universe means more curvature of space. And this one says that the density has to be 0, which would mean there can't be anything in the universe.
Right.
Needless to say, this was a problem. And it turns out that there are 2 solutions to the problem. The one Einstein took, and the one he didn't. Einstein's solution was this. He knew, since he had dived deep into the math, that it was possible to slightly change his original equations. You can just add on a very simple term without violating any key principles of physics. There wasn't much other motivation for adding this term, but it doesn't change anything about how well the equations match up with Newton's law when gravity is weak, or how well they predict the orbit of Mercury, or whatever. So maybe it was okay? And crucially for Einstein, the new term changes the equation for the density of the universe. Instead of saying density equals 0, it now says density is proportional to the new term. So if the new term was non-zero, that meant the universe could have stuff in it. Voila, solution number 1. The other solution to how the universe can have stuff in it was this. Don't assume, as Einstein had, that the universe is static and unchanging. The general understanding at the time was that the universe didn't expand or contract.
You like
Einstein had also
I like
made
him. I think he's a good guy. I haven't heard anything bad about
calculations, which appeared to prohibit the possibility of a changing universe. So it's not surprising that Einstein didn't see this solution. But it was there. If you don't make the mathematical assumption that the universe is static, and you don't make the technical error Einstein did, you can find a different valid solution to Einstein's equations, which physicist Alexander Friedmann did. Actually, he used the version of the equations with the new term, knowing he could always set that term to 0 if it wasn't real. But the key part is, he didn't assume the universe was static. Friedmann found that the 10 equations again reduced to 2. The first equation now describes how the change in density of the universe relates to its change in size. Specifically, it says that if the universe gets bigger,
that's another thing. String theory, that's another thing that's really. Listen, I didn't even pass Algebra 1, so I think it's a lot. Sometimes I think it's better to have good common sense. We will. We can look at them tomorrow. I'm going to go on for about 10 more minutes. I want to find the thing about Einstein's error and Hubble. Okay. With this guy. Einstein. Okay, here you go. Let's see. Damn it. All right, here it is. This is it. This is it.
In the United States in 1931. This footage shows Einstein being pulled in an old elevator to go all the way up so they can get access to the telescope. This is an important video because
Hubble.
in 1929, Edwin Hubble was trying to disprove Einstein as Einstein claimed that the universe was static. But then later Edwin Hubble came along and
So the science of Einstein's day was that the universe always existed. Everything was where it was. It's always created. There was no God, no nothing. So Hubble, a creationist, he believed that God created the universe and he believed in the Big Bang Theory. So he said, I should be able to see that everything is moving away from everything else. Einstein said, no, my equations show that everything's staying still. Then when he went to see Hubble, he found out that he was wrong, and that's how he found out his math was wrong. So he made something up, the cosmological constant, that he made that up in order to answer the equations. The reason his equations were wrong is because he met Hubble and he said, oops, everything is expanding. So therefore, if everything's moving away from itself, everything else, if you rewind time, everything had to go back to a start point. And I don't know if you explained that here or not.
he proved that there are
No, I haven't.
galaxies being seen moving away
Gee,
from
I'm
us,
a tree.
which could suggest that
Algebra
the
sucks,
universe
man.
was expanding. So Einstein
A lot,
couldn't
yeah.
believe that at first, that until
Shut
Edwin
it.
Hubble
Yeah.
had to bring him all the way to the observatory so Einstein can see for himself that these galaxies are indeed moving away from us. And this video documents this important moment in the history of physics, which later led Einstein to say that this was the biggest mistake of his life. This is a rare footage of Albert Einstein.
It's very interesting, and I tell you what, listen, nobody can disprove a creator. No one can do it. So if scientists ever say that it should never be off of the table, never, because they can only say that God doesn't exist or we're not created until they can prove that there is. But the problem is everything they say can be proven wrong. So why is it not on the table? What happens if we get a powerful enough telescope and we look up and we see a camera looking down at us? Then you can say, oops, it looks like somebody did create us, but so they don't know. And the weird thing is that they should never take it off the table. They'd say that because they don't want there to be. If they can convince enough people to not believe that we're created, then they can be the one to explain why everything is. They can be as important as God is to most people. I can tell you there's fiction as well. I don't believe we can even go to space. I don't believe anything. I have a first-hand experience. Do you think the next round of asteroids is knocking the Earth back in the ice age? Brother, it's hard. That's hard to say. But we do know that like just came out last year about the global climate change. We found a bunch of evidence that over the past 400 years we've been increasing in temperature. So they first said global cooling or global warming. But they think that we are cyclical, so we will heat up and then reverse back to another ice age. So if they can say that we caused that it's you because you drove a car, you broke the planet, then they can say, now we'll fix it for you. Just keep voting for me. Because they can't prove any of it. They can't prove how warm the Earth was 700 years ago. No one was there with a thermometer. The people can just say, oh, it was warm. It was a warm day, but that written down, but they don't know for sure. So it's a big freaking wackadoodle. And the problem is not everyone's a good person. So if a liar can convince us that he's correct, he's just lying to us. So I never had unwavering proof of anything until I've not seen for myself. So I can be proved without shadow of a doubt. Keep an open mind about everything. Right? Exactly. Yeah, mine too. We already went to space. Yeah, we definitely went to space. I think she wants to go to space. No, the evidence. Right, right. And you have faith that these people aren't lying to you, right? This is the weird thing about faith. People have no faith that there's a creator, but they believe everything else that they see. And the weird thing is you have people saying, no, it's all bullcrap. So it's like, right, unless you go yourself, you can't prove. So people do have faith. Even atheists have faith that what they're being told is true. You not believe things that I have no first-hand knowledge of. If that's your frame of being, then you're a substitute for being mind-screwed about everything. Open mind is peculiar. Yes, open-mindedness absolutely is. We are not just sitting here. We're moving like everything else. How about other galaxies crashing into ours? So every other galaxies are moving away from our galaxy. Every galaxy is moving away from all the other galaxies. That's what Hubble found. And that's what the new James Webb telescope proved. So unless another galaxy gets caught up in like gravitationally slingshotted, every galaxy is moving away from every other galaxy. Everything else is moving away. Nothing's headed towards us. Now, could there be something? There's theories, but we don't know. I'd rather die than go to space. Richard, you are my imagination. If yes, if you are my imagination. If yes, count to 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Earth is the only place I want to space. Yeah, I don't want to go to space either. It's not worth it to me to go to space. There's so much on Earth we're still discovering. I don't believe something unless I see it with my own eyes. So that's what. How do we know that nothing? Damn it! What was the question? How do we know that nothing is headed towards us in space galaxies? All right. Okay, so it says here, some things can be gravitationally bound. So Andromeda is heading towards us, but in 4.5 billion years, it will make a close pass to us. So as everything was moving apart from everything else, somehow, and I don't know how they know this. I guess they've taken pictures of Andromeda, and I'd have to look into it. That it got gravitationally locked, and then as it was moving away from us, it got slower and slower and slower until our gravity started pulling it in. But yeah, it's interesting. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. It's 10 o'clock. Everybody, I appreciate y'all being here. I love y'all. Hugs and kisses. I didn't read it. Hold on, I didn't get to read what fully. What did you want to read? What'd I miss? All right, we'll get back tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. Hugs and kisses. Bye 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 bye.